Yo, yo, yo. So tomorrow, the big game. Playing the team up north. What is the expectations for the game? Well, I was reading that. Not reading, but I was watching all the reviews. And like Gruden, Joel Klatt, on Rivals, on 3. No, Rivals, on 3. Everyone getting a breakdown. They're basically saying the same thing. And they're saying it's supposed to snow in Ann Arbor, which is where the game is going to be played at. So basically, the aerial attack for Ohio State might be, it's going to be a little hindered because it's snowing. It depends on how much snow, though. If it's not that much snow, it's not going to be that bad. But if it's like just whoosh, then it's going to be a problem with the aerial attack from Ohio State. Obviously, because, your boy's an Ohio State fan. It's going to come down to, end of the day, probably the run game. Not probably. It's just going to come down to the run game at the end of the day. But Michigan's running backs are hurt. Ohio State's running backs aren't hurt. But the only thing the problem is, Ohio State's run game is not that, it's not as dynamic and creative, I feel like, at times. Where I feel like it's just basic run plays. I think Brian Hartline's run game scheme is a little too, basic, as you would call it. But with Chip Kelly's run game, it was more like pulling the guards and all this nonsense that, worked. He'll have the line going to the left and the running back goes to the fucking right. So I feel like the run game's not as good with Hartline as the coordinator, but with the passing game as the coordinator, it's a lot better than when Chip Kelly was the coordinator last year. But at the end of the day, all this talk about what should happen, what's going to happen, that's not going to matter. That's the game. Playing the team up north. Maybe I said her name in this video. I don't remember because I'm trying to get the breakdown. Which, the only problem is I don't watch the team up north football like that. Because after Ohio State, I'm just like, I'm good. That's all I needed to see. And Ohio State's hands down the best team in the country. With the best defense in the country. Their offense, but their 2 star receivers, they're going to come back and play. They were questionable, but they're going to come back and fucking play this game. Who says they're not fucking crazy? But, I'm expecting a slugfest per usual because it's the best rivalry in all of sports. Yes, I said all of sports. Not just college football, but probably all of sports. This is probably the best rivalry that there is. It's probably the most watched rivalry, too, out of all the teams. Auburn, Bama, that shit doesn't matter forever. This game always mattered no matter what because the level of just expectations every year. And these two teams are both coming to range, which is a good thing. So there's a lot more stake on the line. But that's going to be probably I don't know how it's actually going to go. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters in this game. How you prepare it's not going to matter because last year they had the way better team, but Michigan still beat them. Nothing matters at the end of the day going to this game if you're ranked or not ranked. But I think the key factor is going to be the true freshman quarterback and Julian Zane, the redshirt freshman. But Matt Patricia, coming from the NFL background and how much struggle has been given quarterbacks all year, man, boy, gonna be a good game. At the end of the day, go Buckeyes, baby.